currently working as an Associate Dean, Student Affairs at Cummins College of Engineering for Women, Pune. She is a recipient of various honors and awards. She is awarded as a Best Teacher for year 2020, Best Innovation Award for year 2021 by Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Best Researcher Award 2022 by ISSN, and Best Professor in IT Award by Devang Mehta Education Foundation, and Most Commendable Project Award by NES Innovation Awards 2020. With 20 years of rich experience in academics and research, Dr. Dipti Patil ma'am is serving as a member of Board of Studies of Information Technology at VIIT Pune and AISSMS IOIT and St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology and RTM Nagpur University, and also she was former member Board of Studies she was former member Board of Studies of Information Technology at Savitribai Phule Pune University. Dr. Dipti Patil ma'am received Best Researcher Award in Telerobotic Surgery for her contribution towards designing a light-weighted security protocol for the process of telerobotic surgery. Dr. Dipti ma'am is currently carrying funded research in the area of autonomous space missions in collaboration with ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, at UR Rao Satellite Center, Bangalore. For today's session, she is going to talk about data science for AIoT. So now I would like to request Dr. Dipti ma'am to please start with session.
Yes, thank you so much, Swati ma'am, for that introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, this is the second session, and I'm really excited to share my knowledge on this topic, that is data science for AIoT. So let me share my presentation. Yeah. Hopefully the presentation is viewed. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes. Thank you so much. So yes, data science for AIoT, and the first, for this, I would be covering out this topic, that is actually what is this AIoT and what is the interconnection of AI and IoT for this AIoT, and how the data science is playing a role for AIoT, or making the devices AIoT capable. We will be just discussing some case studies also, and let's see what could be the takeaways for the researchers, and how they can contribute in this area. So the most emerging debate for nowadays is like whether AI is going to replace human being, or AI is just a supporting system, or we can say that is it a threat, or is it a like wound. So we know that with the help of AI, things are becoming smarter, due to increasing capability of algorithms and machines. We could perform so many tasks efficiently and accurately. We have nowadays autonomous vehicles concept, chatbots, we can do autonomous planning and scheduling in the businesses, a lot of gaming, and you can just imagine the VFX effects in the upcoming movies, which we enjoy. So there are many things from our day-to-day activities of different system which we are using. We have become techno savvy, and in every technology we could see the application of AI. And there is a threat now that people are thinking that whether AI is going to replace the jobs, or people are going to lose their jobs. But with this, this is one side of the coin, and the second side is like it is making our life easier. We can see that so many like elderly people monitoring, or we can just improvise the performance, we can provide the better services to the society. And then looking at these benefits, we can say that AI can also can be a boon or for us. So what is artificial intelligence? I know that we all are faculty and we all know about artificial intelligence, but just to give it a start, let's touch upon these the topics, and then we will come to the actual AIoT. So can we say that the power of a machine to copy intelligent human behavior is AI? Is it so? The power of a machine to copy intelligent human behavior, is it the only thing artificial intelligence is doing? So I think that to copy is not the thing, but to copy and learn from the intelligent human behavior is actually the main motto for artificial intelligence. We should whatever we are doing, and it has been mimicry like thing if we are getting from a machine. But if we are taking an intelligent decision like a humans, then we can say that is actually the artificial intelligence. So the major role of AI is actually the intelligent system development with the cognitive capabilities of humans to be used. So you can see this cartoon, and those who have kids and small kids, everyone knows about this cartoon, Nobita and Doraemon. And this cartoon concept was actually introduced in 1970s, and the concept, you can see that it is beautifully shown that robots are flying. Yeah, and with that robots, actually the human beings are flying. So when we are saying that research is it is like ongoing thing, like we there is a sky is the limit, and we can see the robot can fly in terms of drones nowadays, but still humans like there is a scope of researchers where humans are still to be fly in the sky. So yes, this is like a robotic intelligence, and where we can apply our techniques or skills for doing a research where we can bring this picture into reality. So we know all these things, that yes, there are different artificial intelligence is a umbrella, actually umbrella term, and under that umbrella we have lot many technologies. It can be a fuzzy system, machine learning, evolutionary computing, neural networks. But with this, these are actually the technologies to be used to make the system intelligent. But with that, we need the blend of things, that is like we can say the robots or the sensors to make it happen. So brain is important, but with brain we should have certain the other body parts also to take certain actions. So otherwise brain will control whom? So that is the question. And we can see this humanoid, that is Sophia. We know this Sophia, it is very well known humanoid, which is the first humanoid which has got the citizenship of Saudi Arabia. And this is actually the blend of AI and IoT, where this humanoid can interact with the people, can provide the or give the question answering to the questions of the people. It is also giving certain facial expressions according to the questions. So yes, this is where we have to blend the technology of AI and IoT. Talking about Internet of Things, everyone is aware that yes, when we are talking about things, things are anything that can be connected and will be connected. Initially it was just computers or systems, but nowadays we can say that we human being are also the carrier, or the are also treated as things, and we are interconnected with each other. Initially people used to interconnected through heart, but nowadays through the system or the networks also, the people are connected and exchanging the information. So, and it is not knowingly or unknowingly we are carrying out different devices. It may be a smartwatch, it may be a smartphone, it may be a small sensors which you are just wearing, and with that you are just delivering or transmitting or becoming a carrier for transmission of data. So IoT is a system which is interlinked computing devices or things. Here it is very important that you should uniquely identify those things, and thus we have the unique object IDs. Initially we used to have MAC address or IP address to identify the machine, but as the things are billions and trillions, they need to be uniquely identified, and to get identified, that should be certain identifying mechanism for this devices. So for that purpose, it will be having certain object IDs to uniquely identify the object, and then it is necessary to transfer that sense data, or the things actually are connected to actually gather the data. So to gather the data, that the purpose will not get solved until and unless it is being used. So where this data science is coming into picture. So where to process that data is the question, and that time it should have the transfer capability, and that too also without human intervention. So nowadays billions or trillions devices or smart devices are connected through the sensor network. We are aware of wireless sensor network and ad hoc networks, which collects the information or gathers the information and share the data through the connected people or things or the applications. So I just said that a thing can be a person, like a person with a heart monitor implant, and just you want to watch or monitor the like the fitness of a person. The data is being gathered and the alerts are being given. Talking about agriculture, you have farm animals, and you don't need to keep one person to look after them. You just have to put a certain biochip or transponder around their necks, and they are being monitored remotely. Our smart TVs, we can say, we can see different movies and we can get various recommendations, and you don't have to go and put on the TV. You can just if you have a remote, you can just give a voice command, and accordingly you can search the movie, play the movie, and nothing anything that you can do. So this is the actually IoT concept. And now this all things you know, then what new I am going to talk to you. So that must be a question. And that too, when you're talking is like when I'm saying that it is internet of things. So this is actually the particular or typical architecture of internet of things. We could say at the lower level we have sensors and controllers, and these sensors and controllers are continuously gathering the data. It is not necessary they are only sensors, but they can be made intelligent with the help of or embedding the sensors with the processors, the certain communication hardware, which can collect, send, and act upon the data, and then it can be transferred for processing that data, maybe at the local site or maybe at the remote site or on the cloud. So IoT actually is all about sensors or actuators implanted in a physical object, which offers like streams of data which has been connected or gathered, and that has been transferred over the internet. But you must have heard about IoT and M2M communication. So M2M communication is like machine to machine communication, but there are various variation of IoT, that is human to machine communication, or H2M communication. So when we are talking about all these type of communication, the services which we can provide with this IoT is we are actually creating a data. So for data science, data is actually a thrust and a crux of that particular science. And who will be generating this data? This data is generated by the IoT devices, and they may be they are mainly sensors, or sensors could be any sensor. It can be a gas sensor, it can be a temperature sensor, it can be a camera. So they are all sensors, and they are continuously creating a data. And this data is been communicated, then aggregated, and then analyzed to find out the insight or a knowledge, and based on that knowledge it has to take or act upon. So this is a simple basic structure of IoT. Gathering a data, communicating a data is the part of actually the IoT. But when you're saying that the data is gathered, then finding an insights, okay, finding an insights out of that data, where AI comes into picture. So actually, AI IoT is actually a fusion of AI and IoT in practical applications, but they are not just like IoT plus AI, but actually it is a blend of technologies where big data comes into picture, cloud computing comes into pictures, semiconductors as algorithm carriers. Like nowadays, you know that the drones use are enhanced, and the individual smart devices are acting or taking actions. And then to take actions, they need certain processing capability, or you can say they should have certain memory to process that data. So for that purpose, when we are talking about AI and IoT, it is, they are not separate terms. It is actually a fusion. So we have to have the big data, cloud computing, semiconductors, or I can say microcontroller or microprocessors. With this, we also have to take care of the network security technologies. As we are transferring the data should be transferred in a secure way. And with that, it is also very important to transfer the data in an efficient manner. Nowadays, everything is becoming real time, and when you're talking about real time processing, the communication needs to be improvised. And in that case, we the what can I say, the data span or the data bandwidth which is required for such kind of real time performance of the particular event, we need a backbone or a strong network backbone like a 5G. So I can say that when you want to develop such a system, you should know all these technologies, and you should identify that for your application what is being needed. I just said it is supported by, but it is not actually that everything is being used, but it is the part of things where you can use or embed it in your system to make it as AIoT system. So with this, I can say that AIoT aims to realize the dataization of all things and the intelligentization of everything. So we need data, and that data has to be used to make the system intelligent, and hence I can say the to realize the dataization of all things and the intelligentization of everything. I just stress these two terms because that is actually the baseline for AIoT system, and the concept is coming in this way. So, if you can see that this is actually the general diagram, or I can say the general blend of technology, where you can say how three different areas are colliding and intersecting to form AIoT. So it is not just the data science and AI. It is not just the softwares like cloud computation, edge computing, distributed computing, or it is not just the OT, that is operational technologies. Why I'm talking about this is nowadays everything has become multidisciplinary. It is not sticking to a single area. being a computer engineer, I cannot just design the algorithms, but those algorithms need to be work for any mechanical problem or any electronics problem or any chemical engineering problem. So everywhere this the computer systems are everywhere, but the technologies need to be blended with the domain knowledge. So domain expertise is important, that is operational technology, and with this we are computerizing it, or we are making it possible to compute the things with the help of, or make it intelligent with the help of data science and AI. So why I'm talking all these things is, initially people, as I said, that create, communicate, just data is been created, it has been communicated over the internet on the cloud, and then on that cloud we used to apply certain machine learning or artificial intelligence technique to extract the pattern out of it. Once you extract the pattern out of it, those models are being used to train or to predict the future predictions. So that was the actual the conventional process, but nowadays we want to make the devices itself as a smart devices. So we don't want to wait that the data will go on cloud, and from that on that cloud it will be like the patterns are being learned, and accordingly the decisions are being given. Instead of that, if all these things we can do on the device itself, is the concept of actually the AIoT. I would also say that when you are talking about data science for AIoT, so uh, when we are dealing with a data, the IoT devices are creating a data. That data is to be utilized in a way to find out or extract the knowledge or insights from that data. It could be in various forms, that is, it may be structured or unstructured. So you all must be knowing the term that is data mining. They are all interrelated, so like data mining, machine learning, but they have its own core also. So when you're talking data science, it is not a science of data, but it is actually the data driven science. So you the input for the system or the science is the scientific study of a data is important, and for this scientific study you may make use of various techniques. It may be a signal processing, mathematics, probability, machine learning. uh, when you're talking about signal processing, as we discussed, like yes, I'm wearing a smartwatch, and my vitals are being monitored or been recorded in that smartwatch. It has been shown that what was my heart rate, highest heart rate for a day, or highest heart rate for a particular situation. Actually it is sensing that data, but that data is been collected. As we know that these are actually the signals, analog signals, but those signals need to be processed and digitized, and some important information need to be extracted from that particular data which has been collected in the various forms. So in data science, the main I can say the challenge is that the data is in different formats. It is in different format. It may be a structured format, or it may be a unstructured format. So handling that data, processing that data is very important. So what do you mean, what I mean with this, I can say the structured data and unstructured data. It means that if we are talking about DBMS, that is database management system, we are keeping the data in a particular relational database, or any it has a particular XML database. If I'm saying it has a particular structure, and that structure can be recognized by the system. But if you're talking about certain message on WhatsApp, so WhatsApp message, I could just write hi, or if I'm feeling happy, I will say I am happy. But on WhatsApp, I'm not going to say that I'm happy. I'm just going to give a smiley, and from that smiley, I have to understand that what is the emotion of that particular person. So when I'm saying that the data is in different formats, and then I need to first process it to bring it into the format which is compatible to these AI algorithms, or say machine learning, or different statistical algorithms. with which I can find out certain knowledge or insights. So as data, why data science is becoming so popular or famous, and nowadays it is like a hottest job, which is job opportunities are available in data science area. Because now initially the devices were not smart. There were not we were not having such kind of smartwatches or such kind of sensors, and nowadays it has become cheaper. People are using it, mainly a smartphone. It is a blend of different sensors which is actually monitoring you in different ways. As in the morning, Angha ma'am said that yes, we should be secure, and data should be like we should get our privacy. But if we are carrying a mobile, actually we are infringing ourselves the privacy of ourselves. So when we are using these smart devices, big data or the data is generated, and this big actually it is a big data. Why we are calling it as big data? Because of its four V's. We call it as volume, variety, veracity, velocity. uh, we will be coming to that these four V's, and you must also be knowing about these four V's. And in that four V's, we can also add or append one more V, that is value. And the value, adding a value to that data is very important. So this diagram actually showing that as data science is actually a multidisciplinary domain, and mainly they are used in the concepts of business intelligence. Nowadays everything is like money minded. People are money minded, and they are making money out of this data. They are making money out of this data. And how they are doing it? Taking the wise or intelligent decisions. So to take intelligent decisions, we need data, which need to be converted into information. From that information, we should extract the knowledge, and then with that knowledge, we should provide certain insights to take the smart decisions. So actually, it is a circle. It is going on like the based on the previous decisions, what was the effect, and with that effect, should be the next step to be taken. So all these things are in a happening in a cyclic manner, and then it has got a blend of technology, and I can say that that's why the data science is a multidisciplinary area, where you can make use of various technology in the single application. So let's discuss what are the data science steps. um, as I said, that the very first step is data collection. But data collection is okay. But what are the challenges in this data collection? In this data collection, you should know what type of data you will be needing. So when you're talking about sentiment analysis, a simple example of sentiment analysis, you need people's comments on the social media, how it is thinking, how whether it is feeling happy or sad, and the way it is reacting to a particular comment. So the data collection is very important. As I said, that even if we think of the taking the product reviews, so when you're saying that a particular whenever we want to buy any item, let's say from Amazon also, we always see the reviews, and those reviews are quite influential to our decisions that which product we should go for. So if it is the application we think about, in that case also, what type of data I will be needing to recommend a particular product to a particular customer is very important. So that may not happen that you are just looking after a single site. But when you are saying a particular product you want to buy, you will not just compare the Amazon reviews. You may compare the same from the Flipkart or other sites also. And then these type of data may be of in different forms. We call it as, actually we need to extract the data from heterogeneous sources. Once you have this data, you need to clean and pre-process the data to bring it into into the form which is compatible actually for your processing algorithms. So cleaning and pre-processing is very important concept. And when you're doing this, being a data scientist, it is not just extracting a data, but you need to keep the whole metadata or the data about that data in a different backup store, so that when you're processing or converting a data or raw data into certain structured format of a data, you need to know that what type of processing you have applied on that data. So cleaning and pre-processing phase is also very important, that data should not get lost. So that's why data lineage report is maintained for backtracking the things and recovering the original data or a raw data from where you have got the things. Actually, this data science is mainly a backbone for business intelligence. And why when the decisions need to be taken, like we know that yes, Facebook has laid off, or Microsoft, there is a layoff in Microsoft or Facebook, and then why they have done this? This is actually a decision or a strategy. And you must have seen that it is not a decision of a single person company or a single company, but it is a trend of laying off, or it was a trend to give the higher packages to the employees. So why these trends are actually coming, how these companies are taking the similar decisions? This is based on the previous patterns or previous decisions, or the effects of decisions on a next type of like you can say the profits or the trends of the company. So business decisions are mainly based on the data which is available, and that's why pre-processing, cleaning the data, and enriching the data so that you can apply your intelligence on it, apply the analytics, we call it as business analytics on it, is very important. And obviously we are not just considering the data of 1 or 2 year, it can be a data of 20 years, and need to be handle this big data. And when you are talking about big data, you cannot just have a tabular format of it, and that's why data visualization is itself one important stream of data science, where you have got various tools like Tableau, which you are going to learn in the coming sessions. Tableau is there, ClickView is there. There are many data visualization tools with which you can just visualize the ample or big amount of data on a single go or on a single dashboard, and accordingly you can take the decisions or apply certain analytics on it to create a model, and then evaluate it and take the smart decisions from it. So these are actually the overall data science steps which is been carried out in any of the businesses or any of the systems. This is not just business, but even if you talk about the the application of healthcare, where I told you that the data is heterogeneous. So if you are talking about cancer analysis or cancer detection, then also the what could be the input or what could be the symptoms which you will be um, taking for analyzing the things. So what could be the sensors? It may be your vital history, it may be the images, it may be your personal behavior or personal symptoms which are being observed. And those all parameters are a combination of various different formats, like the signal ECG or EEG signals are in the they are analog signals, you have to convert it into digital, you have to find out the correlation among the data, the habits, like whether the person is smoking habit it has, or any other patient history is there. So it can be type of images, type of x-rays kind of things you may have, or you may have some certain textual data. So with the blend of different forms of data, you need to prepare that data in a way that you can apply your algorithms and train a model and evaluate that model for the better accuracy. uh, just see this diagram and we know that right now everything is connected due to IoT, and because of these devices being continuously collecting the data which has been generated, we can call it as big data. You can just say that 44 zettabyte of data is created in 2020 in a single moment or a single second. So much amount of data is being generated. Even as I'm talking or I'm giving this lecture, this is like a video streaming, and that's this data is been recorded, and actually this big data is generated, and so many frames, so many and it is a blend of audio, video, all this the blend of both the things is there, and which has been streamed over a network. And when you're talking about this, and when you're generating such amount of data, it need to be processed. Even to generate this data, we will be needing, or we are using the smartphones or smart devices, and they all are connected. So when this big data is generated, how we can analyze this data was the question, and that too in real time, if we can analyze the data. So you can see here that we have a lot of data through these different connected devices. And if you want to monitor this data in real time, the concept called as digital twin is coming into picture. And nowadays, now we can say that one more technology is added here, that is your AR VR technology. So just think about the when you want to monitor the air traffic, are you going to how the airplane is monitored, how we can say that every part of that airplane is working fine? What are the different parameters, pressure and everything is been monitored. Okay, so for that purpose, this digital twin concept has come into picture, where this digital twin is actually the we are just making the virtual representation of the machines or virtual representation of this system. So why it is needed to monitor, like nowadays, if there is any wear and tear in the company of machines. So how if it has been communicated before time, so some accidents could be avoided. And if you want to monitor it in real time, there should be certain system which will continuously transfer this data, and you can monitor this data. The alerts can be generated, and with that alerts you can apply certain analysis on it, and with that you can just find out the where the problem is, and that can be knocked out. Yeah. So the digital twin is actually the upcoming concept. So before going to digital twin, let's talk about big data actually. So is big data and data science is same? Because initially there is like big data analytics, and when you are talking about data science, it is also one of the same thing. The same things are repeated, that you have IoT, you have data. From that we are going to get the data. We are applying certain machine learning things on training the model. We are getting certain insights, and from that we are just predicting what will happen, or what should be what action should be taken. So is big data is similar to or same as data science? I could say, if we call big data as a crude oil, it's actually a crude oil. We need a petrol, we need to generate a petrol, but for that petrol we need a crude oil. So actually big data is the base for a data science, and when we refine that data, it becomes a data science. So we can say that data science is all about refining the crude oil, so that we can get the insights out of that data. So big data is there. and there are challenges also to handle that data. So we will be needing the high performance computing machines for handling that data. But once that data is been gathered, it has to be processed in the sense to get the insights out of it. So I just mentioned that there is a the volume, big data, the characteristics of big data, that we have a huge volume of data. We have huge variety of data. That means I just said that we have textual data, audio data, video data. You can have analog signals. So many forms of data. So we have variety. When we are talking about velocity, it means that the data is continuously generated. Velocity, with velocity we have veracity. So veracity is like, just take an example that we have we buy a bread, okay. So but and always we buy the bread, buy a bread of, let's say, Britannia. And does that bread test every time same? Or let's say example that I make certain let's say I make a dal at my home, and every time the dal will be same test, will have the same test. Is it possible, or is it really happen every time? If it is not, that type of thing or incidents, we can call it as veracity. So in the same with the same ingredients, we get the different test of the same type of I can say the item, food item. So we have variety of data with the veracity of a data. And when these four V's are handled with that, if we apply a data science, we can add value to the data. And then that's why we call it a data science is nothing but the refining the crude oil. Yes, so we know this, or you must be knowing about this KDD process, where we have a raw data. We apply certain context to that data, because and it becomes information. We add certain meaning to it, we can call it as knowledge. And with that knowledge, if we understand that knowledge, integrate that knowledge, and take certain actions, we can have certain insight, and we call it as wisdom. And based on that wisdom, we are taking the decisions. So we have from this DIK, we can say what is there, why it is there. Then from that, we can take decisions using our wisdom, that what should be the best and what should be the action taken to have the best. Yes. So hopefully this is clear to everyone. Yeah. Now let's talk about more about digital twin. This is a new concept, and I just said that actually it is a virtual representation of an object or a system. The statues which are being built, how they are actually created with very with the fineness and accuracy, because of this type of digital twinning technique, where the actual physical thing is represented virtually. And the everything you can just it has been simulated actually. And actually the real time data and the state of that particular physical object is is represented using a digital twin. Once you have this data with you, that is the virtual model which you have, you can easily monitor it remotely. You don't have to go to that site actually, but you can monitor it remotely with the fine accuracy. The type of fineness you cannot observe with your eyes, but those could be observed, those states can be sensed by the sensors, and those are reflected actually on the digital twin. And this is the actually upcoming concept which has been used to make the system more accurate. You can just see this, that you have this uh, system, and here you can say that wind direction or windmills are there, and these windmills are actually monitored with this digital twin, where you can see how much energy a particular windmill has generated, how much wear and tear, what is the state of this state of this particular windmill, uh, based on that certain actions can be taken. You're just getting this the all the virtual representation of this actual site on your system. The what is the wind direction, what is the wind velocity, what is the battery life, what is the energy generated, what is the wear and tear, or where actually the sensors are located. So things are becoming very smart, and here you can imagine this AIoT system where you have the things with which on which the sensors are being applied, and those data is transferred in real time, and it is been monitored. But it is not just monitored, but the data is also analyzed in a real time, so that the models are generated and evaluated to take certain decisions in real time. So this is actually the blend of technology where data is a backbone, and with that backbone you are making your system very smart. So this is actually the digital twinning concept, where it helps these twins helps you to visualize the product in real time. The various disparate systems are actually been connected and monitored. We can make use of like we have the blend of AI with this to have certain predictions. Like we can say that we can carry out certain predictive analytics to take certain decisions. We can troubleshoot the equipments in prior way or the in advance to avoid any losses, and we can manage the complexities using this digital twin. This is the IoT process. Let's see this architecture. IoT, you can see that here it is the IoT architecture. Um, Now I will just talk about how to implement this AIoT system actually. So this is actually the architecture of IoT, and we see this edge where we have this actually the things and devices or sensors, and there is a layer called as edge computing, where actually initially what happened, what was happening is whatever data has been collected was directly transferred at the cloud with the help of internet, and all the analysis used to take place at the cloud side. But it have you thought of that, can we reduce this computing or transfer time? There is also a threat of security, as we are transferring this data over the network. Even when we are transferring, just taking the data and transferring that data, it may happen that some of the data is not of use. You are just recording it. Like when you are talking about, you are just taking the ECG of a person and transferring, or the heart rate of a person and transferring the data on a cloud. Is it necessary that for a single every second you have to calculate, or you have to take that data or monitor or sense that data? It will also it will also affect the efficiency, or the requirement or the accuracy of the system. So for that purpose, it has been decided that instead of transferring the whole data on the cloud, what strategy can be there? You have to first analyze that data at the edge side itself. So that is nothing but the edge computing. You first get the data, analyze that data, group the data, and aggregate data at the edge side itself before transferring it all over the network to the cloud. This will reduce the computational requirement at the cloud side. Also, it will, if you are sampling a data and if you are just taking the data which is of your interest, only that data is transferred for that particular application. It is reducing the requirements, the hardware requirements of the system also. So that's why you can see that initially this AI and big data was at the side, at the other side. Now, as we are not able to process this data in real time, Even you can say that if a person is getting an heart attack, and those type of signals are captured, but they have been first sent on the cloud, they are matched at the cloud side, and then the decisions are given, it may be a loss of a life. So it should not happen. So in such critical system, it is advised that you have your data to be analyzed at the edge side. So even the performance of the system can also be improvised with the help of edge computing. So now, instead of just finding the correlation among the data which has been extracted, you can also have a intelligence at the computing side, which data to be extracted for the further processing. And that's at that side also you can apply your artificial intelligence, and then the data size will get reduced, and which can be even some of the decisions can be taken at the edge side itself, which will also increase or reduce the response time. So that is actually the concept of this IoT and edge computing, where you are blending your IoT devices with an artificial intelligence at the edge side itself. So you can see these are the sensors. We have cameras, and the cameras, if it is continuously taking the pictures or reading the videos and storing those videos of every the whole day, it itself will require so much amount of data storage. So it should not happen. So if there are any activity which is to be traced, only that activity need to be uh, you can say recorded, and that intelligence you can have with the help of artificial intelligence. And the activity is been captured in real time, understood in real time, and accordingly only that activity is recorded and then processed and transferred at the cloud side in real time. Here you can see the concept of data lake. Now there is a concept of data warehouse, data lakes, cloud. All these things, all these terms are actually to store the data. Now data warehousing is the conventional approach which is being used to store the historical data in a structured manner, wherein data lake is the new concept where the whole data, it may be structured or unstructured, which has been stored at the edge side. It may be at the edge side or it may be at the cloud side, but the data lake will store the data which is unstructured or structured, and that is being used whenever and wherever it is required. So you have certain processing engines actually to segregate the data, and that data is being used for further processing at the cloud side. So when I'm talking about this, it is like you can say that in a smart home automation, we have air conditioner, and nowadays air condition is able to understand or sense the room temperature, but it can be also personalized air conditioning. That may, if it can also sense that who is in the room inside. So based on its comfort level, the room temperature is adjusted. So now here we are not just sensing the temperature and adjusting the thing, but based on the personalized air conditioning comfortable level, the temperature of the room is adjusted by the air condition. So here we can say it is an AIoT and making the device smarter. So with this we have various research upon opportunities, where we can think that instead of using cloud, whether we can make the this at the edge side itself. So with this we can have the we can decide, give the personalized services, or some certain tailored contents we can make. Like I said that smart TV we get from Netflix or from Hotstar, we get certain personalized recommendations based on the movies or web series which we have watched. So that tailor content, so smart TV itself is adapting the context, the priorities, processing that data at that the devices itself, and accordingly it is providing you the services. So it is making actually the customer experience better. So it is improvising availability and accessibility. Being a researcher, we always strive at improvising certain parameters, performance parameters, and where we can contribute upon to here that how the algorithms are smarter, lightweighted, and intelligent, which will give you in which will give the response within no time, and it will improvise the performance of a system. So there is one more concept, we call it as fog computing. Actually, edge and fog, sometimes actually the fog computing term is actually given by the Cisco, the giant in networking. So they have just separated this edge layer and fog layer. Sometimes they are used interchangeably, where we can see they are separating it like cloud and fog. So fog is something different than cloud. So whatever computation which we can do at the local site need to be computed here, and then from that the segregated information or data need to be transferred over the cloud for further processing or further modeling the or training the model. So that is the concept of fog. Now you can see these are some of the edge computing devices which are nowadays available in the market. Initially we used to use Raspberry Pi, initially we used to use Arduino Uno, but now or BeagleBone, but and we need to deploy certain Wi-Fi module on it, we have to have certain chips with it. But when you're talking that yes, I want to process the images, real time images, then how I'll do it will when you're saying that uh, whether I have paid or the particular car is had an accident or not, and then which car, or you want to just extract the number plate. So that time the car is in speed, the video which is being taken, or you if you want to just measure the speed of the car, so that time the images need to be processed in real time. So when you are saying nowadays people are making use of deep learning for it, and when you're saying deep learning, machine learning algorithms were lightweighted, but the deep learning needs a lot of data to be accurate, to give the better predictions. But when you're talking about deep learning, it will also take a lot of training time, or it requires a processing time. So when you are saying that, how we can only using only Raspberry Pi will not make this happen, or it will not serve the purpose. So that's why the edge computing devices are now also becoming very faster, smarter, and with the high performance compatibility. So you can see you have this type of stack of Raspberry Pi on us, and that can be used for faster computing. Even instead of having different sensors, like you have like soil moisture monitoring is one of the application. And when you're saying that yes, I will put one soil moisture gas sensor, one soil moisture sensor, so now there is no need. You can have a blend of sensors in a single sensor array, and that you can use directly as a edge computing devices, so that you will have the group of data or heterogeneity of data at the single point itself, and you can compute it at the edge side itself. So now you must have heard about Jetson Nano. It is an Nvidia model, and not a trend model, I'm saying about a device. It is a device actually, and like a Raspberry Pi. And that Jetson Nano is used to deploy certain Nvidia pre-trained model with which we can make use of for deploying the deep learning models on drones or any kind of smart devices, so that the processing will be faster, and we will get the intelligence decision at the in a real time. So these are some of the developments which are happening, and which is because of these developments in hardware side, or high performance computing devices are getting available, the edge computing is becoming easier, and that's why AIoT is becoming possible. So whenever you want to process the data, you being an analyst, we have to follow certain steps. What we need to standardize or transform the data to an uniform format. So it is okay that we have data in different variety, but then bringing it in a uniform format is the very first need for the system to be efficient, and that is the actual task of a data scientist. The format must be compatible with your application, that you need to see. You need to store or create backup of newly transformed format. Now I just said about a data lineage report. That what do you mean by that is, we need to have the complete process which has been carried out on that data for or processing that data, so that even if we are transforming the data into one format into another, for example, that we have a birth date of a customer, but actually we need a age of a customer, of that customer. So obviously we are not keeping a birth date, but we are just calculating a age out of his birth date. And then even if I'm not keeping that birth date with me in my further processing of a data, I need to keep it somewhere to say that this age is been derived from that birth date. So that is nothing but actually storing and creating a backup of newly transformed format. Yeah. Filter any repetitive, outdated, or unwanted data to help improve accuracy. Redundancy will reduce your time, or reduce your required time, or efficiency, I must say, and it will increase the time actually. So redundancy to be removed, and integrate additional structured data, that is nothing but data enrichment. There is a concept called data scrubbing, data enrichment. All these terms relates to data science actually. Playing around a data, bringing most out of a data is actually a task of data scientists. So when you're adding the data, when you're saying that age has been added, with that, if we want to add certain other information also, you're just appending a data with it. Okay, so that is actually integrating additional structured or unstructured data for other sources to help enrich your current data set is important. Yeah. So with this data processing, you can further do the analytics, data analytics on this from for this AIoT. We have prescriptive analytics. We have different types of analytics. Prescriptive analytics in the sense that you know that what is happened, but what should be done, or what steps to be taken based on the specific situation is also very important. That let's say that there is a concept of explainable AI nowadays. Now initially we used to predict that yes, the person has cancer, but if the person has cancer, why it has been predicted? Based on what you are saying, that particular person has cancer, and then what should be the action taken for that particular disease prediction. So what should be the action taken can be a prescriptive analytics, and providing a backbone. Like AI is actually, like in deep learning also, the features are extracted directly. We don't know what features are extracted directly from that particular we don't also know. It is like a black box, learning. But if we also want to support the particular prediction, that yes, with this reasons we are saying that the particular person has cancer, because we know that false alarm are also very dangerous. So it may make patients moral down. So whatever are the predictions we are giving, it should be explained with the explainable AI, and which is also very a need of this type of AIoT system. So prescriptive analytics, we are specifying that what next to be taken, what next steps to be taken. Even we have a spatial analytics type of thing, like for example, that in IoT the things are connected. Now things are connected and the data is been gathered. but from where that particular data is coming is also very important. So spatial or geographical patterns matters to take decisions. So for example, like when you're saying about smart cars and you want to just find out where the accident had taken place, so we should also know the location of that particular place to give provide certain emergency services to in that area. So that's why when you are talking about analytics based on geographical patterns, we call it as spatial analytics. Even when you are talking about, like, when you want to plan a particular crop yield you want to have, then you have to have the weather conditions, soil conditions, all these parameters to decide or to take decisions that what type of yield or crop I should plant in this particular area. And that type of analytics you can carry out based on the sensors, where which type of sensors are deployed. So this is also called as spatial analytics. Streaming analytics, we know, as I said, video streaming or the in motion data set. So the data which is coming in real time and it is being processed, and the information or the knowledge is extracted, models are trained, and real time decisions are taken. If such kind of data you have, we call it as streaming analytics. For example, traffic analysis or air traffic, if you want to find out, or the stock prediction, these are related to streaming. And even we can have a blend of two types of analytics, like time series analytics or the streaming analytics. So the if the data is bound to the particular time based data, if it is there, then we can also have the time series analytics. So with this we can have enforce certain decisions to take certain actions in real time. Yes, we have business benefits of AIoT. As I said that yes, you can optimize the performance. You can just have, like, we are going to just discuss one of the case study, that is smart refrigerator. Now when you are saying about a smart refrigerator, we being a woman, we always know, we are always careful that what is there, what is not there in our fridge, and we need to order. And then if that if the fridge becomes smarter and place an order for us based on the sensing that what type of food is not there, or like let's say doodh khatam ho gaya and I have to place an order, and the automatically the order is been placed to my doodhwala, and I will get the milk order to my home. So that type of smartness, so that is like operational efficiency optimization. Cost reduction is also one of the like I said, benefit of an AIoT, which reduces the downtime, as I gave with the example that if there is certain wear and tear, if certain machine is going down, and if we can just predict it before the line, then that type of losses can be avoided. We can enhance the customer experience. We can also provide the, like, improvement in safety. If we can predict a particular accident beforehand, that these are some of the benefits of the AIoT, or business benefit, I must say. But being a researcher, what could be the technical benefits? We could and process the data or real time data and provide the insights in real time, that is real time data analysis. We can scale the data, that is like, as we said, saw the concept of edge computing, fog computing, or cloud computing. We can have our system to be distributed, where some of the data gets collected and processed at the edge side, some of the data may get processed at the cloud side, and we can improvise the performance. And also the data, this big data can be handled at different site and in a very efficient manner. So that is the scalability benefits we can get with this AIoT. The accuracy is improved as we have a ample amount of data, and with the blend of, or with the use of data science, we can make the data with the value, that is valuable data available for analysis, and because of that we can improvise the accuracy. And as I said that yes, there is no need of sending the whole data over the network. It will also improvise the security issues, or it will reduce.
Hello, Dipti ma'am. Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I think there's a network issue at Dipti ma'am's end. Participants, please hold on. We are trying to contact her and we'll let you know soon. Yes, welcome back, Dipti ma'am.
Hello. Oh, I didn't recognize that I got left from this and when actually. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Huh. Uh, it got
Ma'am,
disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, it got disconnected.
can you
Okay.
please share your screen, ma'am?
I didn't recognize only.
Yeah, you must be in the presentation mode, so maybe you haven't recognized.
Yeah, yeah. So, can you tell me which slide?
Technical
Just.
benefits of
Yes, you were
AIoT.
on technical benefits.
Oh, great. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, just a minute. Okay. Thank you. I will just continue again. Was it the slide? This one?
Yes,
Yeah. Am I audible now? And this is
Yes,
visible,
yes,
na?
ma'am, you're
Okay,
audible.
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you and sorry for that.
No problem, ma'am.
Yes. Talking about technical benefit, I just said that with the help of this AIoT system, we can like we can process the data in real time and give the decisions in real time. And about the scalability, I just said that as we are dividing the data processing at different parts, like we can just compute the data at edge side, at stock side, or at cloud side, we can improvise the performance of the system. We can reduce the requirement of computational power, and also we can increase the accuracy and efficiency of the system. So it is making your system scalable with the help of this technique. The accuracy is also improved, as we can say that we have a big data and like a big amount of data, and analytics is applied, and as we are actually churning the data and not taking the whole data, that is like we are actually removing the problem of overfitting and just extracting the required features. We can always improvise the accuracy. The data is also becoming more secure, as the data is the whole data is not being transferred over a network, and we are processing it at local level, and then we are transferring it at the cloud if required. So the security is also increased with the help of AIoT system. With this, I just wanted to tell that there are certain challenges to related to data or develop such kind of AIoT system. As I said that, yeah, as I'm carrying out one of the process, one of the project which is based on ISRO, that is space related application. Um, just a minute. In this space related applications, the lack of data is one of the challenges, and as data is not available, on what you are going to apply the model, or train the model is the question. With that, we also have a challenge of the data, that is quantity of and quality of data is very important. As I said that when you want to say the find out the emotion, like sentiment analysis or the emotions, someone will write English, someone will write Marathi in English, someone will give the emojis. So how you are going to interpret it? Okay, extracting the data from the heterogeneous data sources will be a challenge. Even when you are taking certain feedback, whether they are transparent, whether they are legible, and whether they can be used for modeling or taking the decisions is also important. The data, when we are talking about, is a big data. So when you are talking about big data, obviously there are a lot of parameters, and then the dimensionality constraints are becoming the concern, and that time we need to have certain policies to work upon these dimensionality obstacles. The insufficient size of available data is, or you can just say about imbalanced data, is also becoming a problem to get the accurate information or the accurate model. Integrating this data from the heterogeneous data sets is one of the challenges, and having data, actually this is actually the work of data scientists, which will bring you the quality data which can be used for further analysis to improve the accuracy. I just talked about this ethical challenge. Actually, I was talking like myself only, based like, as didn't recognize that. I was talking about this Chat GPT. Nowadays, it is very a trending topic that everyone is talking that Chat GPT is going to replace the human kind, or it is a challenge to mankind. Why? Because everything, whatever you query, and you are going to get the answer from this. The one video I got, this video is about like the child wants to do his homework. It just query about that homework or the question answer from this Chat GPT. He got the answer, but now he is also not ready to write it, and the 3D printer is going to write a homework for him. So that is actually the ethical challenge, that whatever you are getting or whatever answers you are giving, it is of your original, or it is from some certain smart AI system. So even the plagiarism software, and you are just giving a query, that you are giving a research paper to that particular Chat GPT, and telling that just rewrite this paper with no plagiarism, and if that this Chat GPT is able to write it for you, then it will become actually a challenge for Turnitin light of software to detect the plagiarism, and then how whether the originality will be challenged. So that could be the questions, and these are actually becoming the ethical challenges for such kind of AIoT system. So like a virus, for virus there is an antivirus. For this IoT, AIoT or IoT fencing IoT system, we also should have some anti-AIoT system which will detect whether the particular product is original, or it is it is a creation of a technology, so that we can give a due credits to the particular original person. So these are some of the ethical challenge, and these are also becoming the different research areas where researchers can contribute upon. So as we discuss different things, it is a multidisciplinary research. So we have integration of different methodologies. Researchers from different disciplines may use different terminology. Actually, these are the challenges I'm discussing. That when you are saying that yes, there is a mechanical problem, and being an IT person, I want to give a solution. Now, mechanical person doesn't know the IT systems or IT softwares, and IT software doesn't know the operational technology of mechanical. So there should be an integration of the methodologies, and the exchange of information of the particular domain is also important to provide a better or accurate system. So when you want to carry out a multidisciplinary research, you need to think about it. When I'm saying that I want to carry out a research in healthcare, I need to have a medical knowledge or domain knowledge. And though I have a medical domain knowledge, who am I to validate this system? So there should be some person from that particular domain to validate that system. Even when you want to carry out a multidisciplinary research, one of the challenges is like a funding. When I'm saying want to write a particular product, a particular software, it may not require much money. But when I'm saying, when I want to implement that particular software in some mechanical system, obviously that for that research I will be requiring a funding. So funding is one of the problems when you want to carry out a multidisciplinary research. So you need to have a communication and collaboration to carry out such kind of interdisciplinary research, and that is actually becoming a challenge. You need to have some expert person from that particular area to give a domain knowledge and validate the system. So as AIoT is not only IT or com specific, it is a multidisciplinary area. Researchers have to give a thought on these availabilities and accordingly take actions to make these things available to make a effective research. I will just touch upon some of the case studies which are actually my research, where I have actually contributed upon, where you can see or imagine the case studies. One of the case study I just told you about a smart refrigerator, where I just said that I will just the fridge will itself detect whether a particular uh, vegetable or milk it is not in short, and accordingly it will sense it and it will place an order for me. That is one of the thing. But when you are talking about this, it requires to identify that object, to identify the level of that object, and based on that identifying the availability of that object itself requires a computer vision to check which type of like if it is green vegetable, whether it is methi or palak, it has to be differentiated. Otherwise methi is not there and I'm ordering for palak, will be a mess. So actually this also is one of the research area where you can blend the technology, where you have these sensors, when you have this refrigerator as AIoT system, and you can have a AI in it or a machine learning in it to carry out or to implement this system. And then when you are talking about this system is should be interconnected to place an order too. So this is one of the example, you can say. uh, this is many people are working on this depression analysis. And when you're talking about depression analysis, people makes use of various input parameters. Like for example, it just check your facial expressions, whether what is your mood, some of what are your habits, what are your reactions on social media. Even the brain signals like EEG are also a very effective media through which you can check whether a particular person is depressed or not. So, though the research is already carried out, there is a motivation, or there is still the gap where you can being a researcher you can carry out the research and give or improvise the performances. And initially people used to make use of neural network. Now there is a deep neural network. And how many samples you will take of a particular EEG signal, how you will know that a particular person is depressed, and then you will take a samples will be the questions. And then using this you can also improvise this system or develop an AIoT system for such kind of system. You know Stephen Hawking, the renowned physicist. And the brain computer interface is one of the area where he used to communicate. He was not able to communicate, or just he used to use his brain signals, eyes and vibrations, through which he communicated his whole thoughts and concepts. And that is made possible with the help of this AIoT system or brain computer interface. So is one of the area. This one of the research which was carried out at V level. But every sense organ of a human body represents something or represents a state of a body. So same thing, like people have there are different pathological thing. Mostly blood is used for finding out the various diseases or detecting a diseases. But whether our breath is also can be used for detecting or predicting a particular health disease a particular person is having or not, is one of the question. And still this area is not much explored. You must have heard about e-nose. So e-nose is like a smelling or olfaction. It is like olfaction analysis. And the exhale breath, the gases which are being emitted from the human body. They are a composition of various gases, and they are actually representing certain state of a body. If you are able to detect this breath and analyze this breath, you may come out with different decisions. But here the first challenge is how you are going to collect that breath. So here there can be a combination of people who are from mechanical or chemical background, who knows about gas system, the electronics people. And from that, if we can have certain kind of system which will just take the, instead of taking a blood sample, why can't we take a breath sample and predict certain diseases, is one of the research. Here we are just we were detecting a acetone level and telling that whether a particular person is diabetic or not, or what type of diabetic it is having. As I am been introduced that I have developed one of the secure protocol for telerobotic surgery. We know that right nowadays, like countries at par, we can have doctors, and from there remotely the particular patient can be treated. And such kind of surgery is taken place in the state of Gujarat in India also. So there is a famous robot called Da Vinci, and that is been used for operating on the patient. And when it is happening, actually number of sensors, you can just see that there is an MRI system, there is a camera, that the robot has the different IoT sensors and robotic arms, and it is been controlled by the surgeon at the remote side, and it is with the precision it is been handled. But here we have different challenges, that the data is being transferred, the latency, the quality, the real time processing of the commands and taking actions at the patient side is very, very, very important. And here you can say that data science and the blend of data science can play an important role with the AIoT system. This is actually, I can call it as AIoT system. We know that there is a lot of I can say there are a lot of applications in agriculture also, but still our India is lacking. And being the the country of agriculture, it is needed that researchers should contribute in this type of agricultural domain, where we can give ease to the farmers, improve the system, increase the performance, and provide the correct decisions. There are ample number of applications there. And where you can see that this one of the case studies of like fruit harvesting mechanism with the help of robots. And this is like a precision farming. Nowadays farmers are complaining that we are not getting people to work in the farm. People are going to attracted to the industry, and that's why it is we are there is lack of people, and people are, that's why stop farming. So that should not happen. Actually we can get a lot of revenue through this farming business. And for that purpose, if we can use a blend of technology like this robot, which can first identify, detect the particular fruit, then with the fruit there is for each and every fruit, the fruit plucking mechanism changes and varies. If that type of preciseness is not taken care, that fruit gets spoiled. So that's why the quality of fruit gets spoiled actually. So that harvesting system, in that harvesting system, if such kind of robot is developed, in that case the like reaching to a particular fruit on the plant in real time, identifying the fruit and just plucking it from the correct side or the correct place is very important. And this is actually will the AI system, the machine learning, the computer vision technique, or a deep learning model with the robotic systems, we can provide such kind of precision farming solutions to the agricultural domain. Nowadays new concept is coming that is called as visual positioning system. We call it as VPS. Okay, initially we nowadays we make use of GPS, but nowadays Google is coming with the new positioning system that is called as visual positioning system. And this was actually I found a need when I talked about that when I want to work upon that autonomous landing and I don't know where I am and how I am going to land. So there is no GPS. Then how I can use, how I can get my original position, and from there I will get the direction. So this is one of the remedy for it where there is no network, and though there is no network, how can I find out my position, current position, and how can I get the directions? So this is one of the technology which is upcoming, where Google Maps make use of this VPS, and it just use the camera of your smartphone, and it is blended with your AR enhanced navigation, and just it determines the device location based on that images. And you also, it is also embedded with some certain deep learning models. Actually we know that deep learning models are data thirsty, so it requires a lot of data, then only the accuracy can be improvised. So over 15 years of location data is been tracked actually by Google. Those visual features are extracted, the indexes are formed, it is called as VPS indexes, searchable indexes. And when you want to have the detect your position, the AR system gets relates the imagery with the local area. Based on the localization of the images, and based on that features it tells you the direction. So I am very bad about what is your left and what is at your left hand and right hand. I need to see like which hand I am eating. So instead of that, there will be someone fox will come and tell you that come with me, you have to go this side. So everything will be like an AR based, and you don't need a GPS or any network or a data available. And then also you can find out your directions. So this is mainly used in rural area where drones can be used for farming, and then drone need not be having a GPS, but with the VPS it can find out its own position, and it can just find out the position where you want to spray whatever are the things it has to take the decisions upon. Okay, so this is related to the VPS. And actually it is a blend of AI, IoT, the AR systems, and need to have a lot of data to be processed in real time. So with this I will just conclude that we have lot many challenges and opportunities being a researcher. The lot of devices are connected, the data is huge. We need to have or collaborate at the interdisciplinary level, exchange the ideas. We need to have a technology convergence to break down the barriers, in the sense that we should have there are various like need of a huge computational memory resources, but we can also have smart algorithms to reduce that particular requirement, and have a blend of technologies to make the system AIoT based with the help of data, and that is data science. So yes, I can say we are leading towards industry 5.0. Lot of opportunities are there, blend of technologies need to be used. We have now we should open up, and we should be do the multidisciplinary research. There are a lot of challenges and opportunities, and actually it is they are with the research statements which are ready with, for which we can find out the solutions. So yes, collaborative research is important, but when you are carrying out a research, we need to meet the needs of today, but without sacrificing the need of future generations. Thank you so much. These are some of the references. Thank you. And that's it from my side.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Participants, any question from your side? Is there any question,
Yes,
participants?
Rahul Shah sir is saying that zero chat GPT is there to detect text generated by chat GPT. So I would say that yes. So that's what I said, that researchers have always the thing that if it is there is virus, there is a need of antivirus, and people are working on it. So similarly, if there is a chat GPT, there should be something which will come up to detect whether it is a production of chat GPT or it's a original one. Yeah. So great. Thanks for that. Yes.
Participants, any questions from your side?
I think like it's
No, ma'am. No questions.
that's
Okay,
okay. Like I
Swati
have given
ma'am.
the outline. Now researchers have to think that how they can contribute in the research area.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for patient
Swati ma'am,
listening.
over to you.
Yes, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you for your interesting and knowledgeable session. It was a real pleasure having you as an expert speaker. Your talk was extremely insightful and provided valuable insights that will definitely help us. So, thank you, Dipti ma'am, for your extremely valuable session. Thanks a
Yes.
lot. And
Yes.
it is
Thank you.
very useful for us.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, participants. Ma'am, it was truly an informative session, and you gave lots of real life examples, which will definitely help us in our future work. So, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me and giving me opportunity to share my knowledge.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Participants, I am sharing the feedback link and the attendance link. Please see to it that you fill it before leaving the meeting. We'll meet tomorrow at 10 a.m.